We took one final sleep, and we didn't know if we would make it out alive after this mission. We went straight for our base. There's pillagers outside, covering the entire thing. We had to kill. We went on a rampage, just trying to get to safety before we died. Open the gates. There was one pillager outside, so I went ahead and killed him. As you can see, they were everywhere. I used my knife to stab one to death, and then I went inside to talk about our battle plan. I knew that this would probably be the last time I see light. I quickly changed my mind, as my friend, Easton, in which I'm encountering this mission as, needs some help with some pillagers. He says he's about to die. We can't let him die. A creeper blows up, getting me almost to half health, as a pillager and her spider gang up on me. I'm about to die, as I retreat. We realize that this is going to be a difficult mission. As we get inside, we decide to discuss our plan. We decide to flank. We decide to push straight over and use our bombs to bomb the middle half. This will make a gap. After this, I started riding. After that sped up version of me riding, while Easton was looking and scouting outside the window, we decide to push. This is our mission. Ravine City has been threatened for long enough. The pillagers are everywhere. On the towers, in the water, river, whatever you want to call it. This could be the end, I say, as I charge toward the outpost. We push in through the forest, as we think this is probably the safest. I accidentally drop my sword, and two pillagers gang up on me. Then the third one sees and starts running toward me. I escape with only a couple of hearts remaining. We see an iron golem that's trapped. Easton gets in from the back as I almost die. I decide to keep on killing the pillagers. With 3 hearts remaining, I charge into the back of the forest, running, fleeing from the pillagers. I keep running into them. They're everywhere. I'm about to die. And I think I might. 2 hearts remaining, and there's still tons of pillagers. This is it. This is the final breath. Until I eat. This regens my health, but more pillagers are just trying to get me. There's too many of them. They're going to get me eventually. There's no way to stop them. I cough as I start running away from them. I inhale. My lungs are burning from the running. I shield as the pillagers try their hardest. There's about 15 to 20 of them. I pull my shield and then just start sprinting back. Easton's still dealing with the pillagers, but I'm still trying to escape the horde behind. 2 hearts remaining, and I know one way to escape. A tree. This will give me height. Pillagers cannot climb up on to vines, so we should be fine here. I use this time to eat and regen my health. After that, I push in through the trees. I see Easton. He's taken the top. We've got this. All he has to do is kill a couple more. I fire in a couple arrows as some help, but I don't do a whole lot. I do kill one though. It falls off. As I sprint through the vines and trees, I punch a pillager off. He falls. I try to jump, but I fail. I fall back into the horde that I was running from. All the ones in the water notice me and start shooting. This is it. This is it. I decide to free the iron golem. He's our only hope. Maybe he'll start killing. I start sprinting. I try to get in from the back. Easton's blocked it off from the pillagers getting in. I block it back. There's no way. There's one pillager, so I stab him to death. As I sprint up the stairs, Easton's waiting for me. The pillager outpost has been basically destroyed. I fall through a gap that has been there. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's from the battle. I go up the stairs slowly, worried. As we look upon, we realize that we've taken their advantage. We have this. We look at the river and we realize that's the only bit left is the river. If we take the river, it's game over for them. But we've already taken the outpost. Now, all we have to do is kill the ones in the river, and we've finished it. After killing most of the pillagers, we decide to run home, as mission successful. But then, a couple hours later, we decide to come back, as we've heard that there are more pillagers there. So we decide to sprint back, and we're kind of scared to see what we found. To our surprise, we'd seen that our base had been burnt down. Pillagers surrounding it. We knew that this war was not over, and we knew that it would never be over. But the only issue is yes, there was villagers. Millions of them. Somehow they'd gotten reinforcements quick, within the matter of hours. Was their main base nearby? How could have they resupplied that fast? We decided to keep on shooting arrows, although we knew that arrows wouldn't do any good. This was awful. There was too many of them. With our base being burnt to smithereens, we knew that the pillagers were out for blood. The pillagers chased after Easton, all with bows and arrows in hands. Easton sprinted back. He knew. He put down a piece of TNT, hoping in which it would kill some. Although, it did. But it was near water. It didn't really do much good, other than damage them. We blew the TNT, killing some, at least. This held back the horde a little bit, but not enough. I blew the TNT underwater, hoping it would just damage them. I don't even care if it blew up any ground, as long as it damaged. I killed some with my bare knife and bare hands that day. On one heart, I shielded from any arrows incoming my way. This was war, and I was not stopping until I finished it. I retreated back to our horse stall / sleeping camp and decided this war was way serious than I thought it would be. Pillagers were hunting us to it. 2 hearts remaining, and I was still going out for blood. I would not stop until every single pillager was killed. They shot more arrows than ever that day. And so did we. This was an all-out warfare. Easton had already gotten inside the pillager outpost. I decided to blow the front, that way we have an instant entry. I ran from the explosion, hoping it would kill some, and also let me free. We had to get inside. It was our main advantage point. Easton was already inside, so I decided to burn some of the cages. That way they couldn't hold anyone hostage. Pillagers flooded from the inside of the building. I towered up, attempt to get inside. I was getting low. This wasn't good. I fell inside an explosion hole, or also known as the TNT hole, and my armor was getting way too low for this. I took out a bunch of dirt that I had gotten from the explosions as I fired at the pillagers. I swam into the river, knowing that this was my only getaway. I pulled out my spyglass as I got up and onto shore just to take a look at how many pillagers. There was way too many. There's a bunch in the tower as well. Me and Easton regrouped and decided to go back in for blood. We were going to take the tower, and we were going to take it. We were going to take it, alright. We kept on fighting. Easton was getting near the tower, and I actually think he was in it. I couldn't tell. I was too busy shooting and stabbing. I was getting way too low for this, and my knees were hurting way too bad. I kept on shooting, and I ran through a cave system, hoping to get a good escape. There was a pillager waiting for me on the other side. I killed him. I also killed this other one. He was low, luckily. I sprinted back, hungry for more. Luckily, Easton helped me push them back, and we got inside the tower. There were still pillagers getting inside, so I killed some. We were holding them off, but there was way too many upstairs. So we just chilled in the half level, hoping to regen. On 1.5 hearts, I ate some cooked beef. This regened me some, but it was not going to feel my hunger for blood. They were trying to bomb Ravine City, and we were not going to let them. I took a look out the window. There was bunches of pillagers trying to retreat inside the tower because they knew we had gotten inside. Great. Just great. I shot some arrows down the hole, but it didn't do any good. There wasn't any. Or at least, not much. I was asking Easton if I should just burn this place down, but it said no. Good idea, because we would have died too. I opened up a hole in the floor, and they all kept falling through. On 1.5 hearts, it was looking like it was the end. Luckily, I stabbed him right before. Then there was another. 1.5 hearts. I used the shield, and it shot him back. I used my gun. 1 heart. This might have been the end for me. I stabbed some. And then I stabbed some more. But they just kept coming. My shield broke. And then I respawned. I respawned back inside the bed. I fired in a crossbow shot even though it wasn't even nearby. I shot it again. Maybe I killed one. Maybe I didn't. This was warfare, and we were going to end it right. Me and Easton charged back. There were so many outside. It was awful. I think a piece of my armor broke. Yup, my helmet. My helmet broke, and all the rest of my stuff is about to break too. I put on a turtle helmet. Sorry, I stuttered. I'm getting worried thinking about what all happened this day. I put on a turtle helmet and then blocked off the entrance, sorta. I tried to stab some more, but without my shield, it was hard to do. I critical hit some of them and then stabbed some of them more. I killed like at least 15 in that tower. They were all flowing in from the backside, so I plugged it off. Then they were coming from the front side. Bunches and bunches of them. I was about to die again, but I tried to plug it off again. This didn't necessarily work, as they were keeping me busy with their arrows. I tried to plug it off, but a pillager got inside. I stabbed, and kept stabbing, but it wasn't going to work. I was gonna die. Again. It wasn't looking good for me, and then I died. I back respawned, and this was looking like a failed operation. But I had another idea in mind, and it was gonna work. Oh, it was gonna work. Well, maybe not, because all the pillagers decided to keep pushing. They were not giving up on hope, and we weren't either. I kept stabbing and stabbing. I was not giving up. There's too many pillagers, though. I was gonna die for a 3rd time. Half health, and I kept stabbing. This wasn't the end of me, and it wasn't ever going to be. I tried to get up the water stream. Another piece of my armor broke. Easton had gotten inside the tower. I charged to it, firing more arrows, but I decided to retreat. So, I killed one by one, as they followed me. And Easton also retreated. He had lost the tower, and had gotten back. I shot some more arrows, and then I found a little something. There was something in the water. a piece of TNT. I grabbed it in hopes that this would be good, but then it fell down the stream. I grabbed it, falling right into the pillagers. This wasn't good. I was about to fall into an amethyst orb shard thing, whatever. I decided to keep firing arrows, killing them one by one. Now I have a piece of TNT and a flint and steel. I was about to end these pillagers' whole career. Easton had gotten inside the tower and there was pillagers flooding inside. This was not good. He had taken the upstairs. The very upstairs. Then we had done it. We had done my counterattack. We had built a bridge leading straight inside of the pillagers' base. We'd gotten inside using it. It was the perfect attack plan. The only issue is there was a bunch of pillagers upstairs. So we waited until they came down. I kept stabbing until I placed a TNT straight in the middle and hid. This was gonna hurt. Half a heart. But I did it. I killed them. I destroyed the outpost. This was the end of it. We had won the battle. We had taken their base. Now the only issue was the pillagers themselves. We decided to get upstairs and rebuild it. That way we had the upstairs. We had done it. We had won the battle. There's one more pillager, but I knocked him off. We had achieved our goal, and we had done what we'd done. We had wanted to show them who was boss. And boy, did we do that. As we finished some of them off, I was still on one heart. Sure, it wasn't looking good for me. But it was not looking good for them. As I sniped some pillagers from the top of the outpost, they were so scared and didn't know what to do, they just kept running around. They couldn't fire back. They were too scared. We had won. We had won. We went out of the outpost and decided to kill the rest in the river. There were still a lot of survivors, surprisingly. And they could hit. They could hit. I actually died and respawned. But, hey. We're still going hard. So I decided to sprint back onto our counterattack bridge and build it out a little bit more. As, you know, this will help with support. I jumped across and kept going until we made it back to the tower. I fired in, killed a couple more pillagers, and we had finally finished the battle. I decided to go search behind, as there was a bunch last time, but it wasn't looking like there was many. So we decided to head home. We had finished the pillager battle, and it was looking like a victory for Ravine City. But boy were we wrong. This was only the beginning of the pillager war.